Okay, hello, it's the Martian, Space Jam Jordans. I want this shit forever. Wake up and smell the garden, fresher than the harvest. Step up to the target. If I had one guess, then I guess I'm just New Orleans. And I will never stop like I'm running from the cops. Hopped up in my car.
What's going on YouTube? It's Jay Wilson, JWill07, Instagram, Twitter, Jay Wilson on Facebook, NORTHFINUSA.com. Check us out. So here's the deal. There's a little bit of flow that's kind of getting in the way of this video, but I hope you can tune it out. This is the A-Round Nature tank. It's 36 gallons. It's got the overflow, the sump, the stand, and a pretty cool magnetic door. It is not the cheapest tank in the world, but here's the reasons why I like it, and then we'll talk about some things that I had to do to change it up to make it exactly the way we wanted it. The neat part is when you're done, you don't have any fish or you're going to transition, it's really easy to pick up and move around. I think total, if I was to pick it up without water, it's probably going to weigh around 55 pounds. But if I take just the tank, it's 8 pounds. So it's pretty light. You can store it in an attic. You can get it in a closet. It's very maneuverable. When I purchased it, I purchased the tank, the stand, the sump, the pump, and all of the drain pipes and returns that I needed to get this thing running. The only thing I had to purchase separately was tubing, any clamps that I needed, substrate, and then we had some leftover universal rocks that set it off very nicely. So check out aroundnature.com. The link is in the description. Like I said, the bad boy is not cheap, but it is really cool, especially if you have an office that you're working out of, if you're looking for a centerpiece inside your living room. These are the type of tanks that do well in that sort of setting. And they come in a much bigger size, but we went with a 36 gallon because we were gonna put it in my son's room, but with the crib and the toys and the bed that we have in there along with everything else, it just looked overbearing, if that makes sense. So we changed everything up. We're not gonna talk about what kind of fish we're putting in there until we actually get the fish in there and kind of do a reveal. The reason why we're doing that is it's a little something different. It's not just like, hey, check it out, this is what we're doing, awesome fish. Well, it makes it a journey along the way. So if you checked out the sump video, you're gonna now check out everything we've done. I'm gonna grab the camera, walk you through it, and if you have questions, ask them in the comments. I'll do my best to get to them, but let's check out the tank. All right, folks, so let's check this bad boy out. Now, I have a Zoom Ed light on here that I won in a raffle at the OCA. And disregard this. I was actually going to put this on there, and we decided not the thing that we wanted to do. So I want you to see, I did put a bigger light on there. We'll take the actinic off for a second. Looks really cool. It's doing exactly what we wanted to do, and it took some time to get there. Now, this tank does have built-in lights around here, but it wasn't something that was giving us, we wanted more white light, if that made any sense. And this light gives us exactly that look that we wanted. So when we come up over the top, we do have the water. You can hear the drain over on the other side, not the drain, but the water splashing behind us, and I apologize. But so you've got the water just taking the nice ripple. What we're putting in here doesn't require a lot of flow from the bottom, but as you can see when you get to the top, it's got exactly what it needs as far as surface agitation. And we thought the scape had come out very well. These rocks are from Universal Rocks. Check them out, universalrocks.com. You know the drill. But when we come up over the top, let's see if I can get you what it looks like back here. So typical sump action. You've got, even with this off, it is not overbearing, and I'll explain how we fix that. But you've got your drain pipe, the return, everything's looking good. Super quiet. And what I mean by super quiet is this thing was loud before. So let me grab the light, and we're gonna head right underneath that bad boy. Let's go. All right, so here's the deal. This was kicking my butt, and it's not pretty. I'm not into the tech stuff. It's still got a film on it and everything. The pump was our issue. Now, hopefully we can see underneath here, and if we can't, let's get the light to go up underneath. There we go. So you can see I had the silicone. You can use the tape. I use the tape and silicone around with the clamps. There is a hole back there for all of the necessary electronic equipment to go out into a surge protector, etc. But we had the filter sock in there. We used way too long of a filter sock. Yes, way too long of a filter sock. And then I was asking a bunch of questions. I had to makeshift something to keep the tubing because the flexible tubing was not moving in the direction that I wanted it to. So we had to do that. The other thing we had to do was I had to cut the tubing. I had talked to so many people and they said, you got to do this, you got to do that. And everything I did not work. So I ended up cutting the tube. I had to makeshift more tube. The filter sock is overflowing, so I've got to change that. There's just so many things that I'm learning along the way. But I started with Marine Pure Bio, and then I found that I had extra matrix, and then I found that I had extra ceramic ring. So what we did was we just filled the crap out of this bad boy. So I don't foresee me having a biological filtration issue ever. It does keep the tank pretty clear. We do have, you can see it down there, we've got the heater laying down there. We've got the pinky filters rocking right here. And now let's talk about the pump. So I was having a lot of gurgling, a lot of issues with the return not keeping up, and everybody kept saying, well, you should have put a check valve right here at the line to the pump, which is probably what I should have did, but I didn't do that. Make a long story short, I had a 350 pump on there, and it was just too powerful for what we were trying to achieve. So to make a long story short, I went to a 250 and everything is working perfectly. We're getting the flow that we needed. We're getting everything that we would expect from this tank as far as being quiet and sitting right next to it. It was what we needed. So definitely pay attention to everything you're doing. Be patient. Figure it out, write it all down. I was so excited that I got everything I thought I needed, and I never looked to the pump first. There are so many things you can do with the sump, so I highly recommend you just keep researching, educating yourself in how to set one of these things up for the way you would like it. But we went crazy on the bio. We haven't put any Purigen or Chemi. We don't plan on it right now. I just want to see how this goes. The tank is pretty clear. It's almost crystal clear, which is awesome, without any of that stuff. So we're gonna see how long that will last. So let's go talk a little bit more about how we did and what you think. So you got to see a little bit underneath the sump and what's going on, and I have to say that I was extremely frustrated in the beginning because I couldn't get the sound down. Even with everything everybody had told me, from cutting the tube, it's probably draining too fast, you need to do this, drill the hole, everything was already there. So I cut tubing like I said, I added more stuff, I added more water to the sump. Everything I did didn't counteract the sound until I went to a lesser pump. A lot of people said don't do that, and then when I did, everything worked out for the better. So the wrapping's off, the tank is ready, it's cycling, it's rocking and rolling. We should have fish here in about a week. It's been cycling for 2 days now, along with the tank behind you, which is going to be trophies and gobies, and we'll get to that next week. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, disliking. I don't care what you feel about this channel or me. Comment, leave it out there. Dislike the video. It is okay because 1, it helps me become a better YouTuber. 2, it helps me become a better person. And 3, it allows you to vent, which helps you with your emotional stability. Folks, check out the description. It'll give you a link to where you can look at more of the A-Round Nature Tank. We'll be posting more pictures, and we're gonna do a video of when we get fish. You know what's next. Aha!